Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Tidbit Tuesdays. So, I generally talk a lot about individual coverage because most individuals don't understand what their choices are, what they can do as far as marketplace, individual, private PPO. But this week I wanted to talk a little bit about group coverage. So, some of you may be small business owners out there and may have no employees or just you and spouse. If you're a small employer, it is difficult to do group benefits because the group benefits have certain requirements that sometimes you can't meet if you're a small employer. So I've got two camps, people that understand what group benefits are and realize they need individual coverage for themselves because they're not going to qualify to do a group plan. But I also come into contact with people that truly don't understand what a group policy is. So a group policy is not just saying, oh, I have a business, I want to offer insurance, let's make a group. Well, the insurance company sets up rules and puts rules in place because what happens if we don't have rules for a group policy, it truly is an individual policy, but you're wanting to get group pricing. So some of the rules when it comes to group policies is most companies generally want minimum two W-2 employees that are not married. Sometimes we can do it, but usually they want two W-2 employees that are not married. The more you have, the better. But the more you have, then we also have, for some companies, participation requirements. So participation requirements are things that the insurance company puts in place to make sure that besides it being offered to all W-2 full-time employees, they're only going to make money by the more people that participate. So if you have, let's say 3 to 4 employees and 2 of them have coverage to their spouse, well, that's okay because they can sign a waiver saying they have other coverage and we can get your 2 employees covered. And if something changes, then they can hop back on the group plan. So there are participation requirements, and some people, I have a group that maybe 1 or 2 people are on Medicare. Again, you have other coverage, so that's fine. But we need to look at the existing employee base because the insurance company is going to base your rates on age and eventually claims. So when you have an older population, your rates are going to be more. They're probably going to file more claims, so you're going to have bigger increases each year, as opposed to a younger population where they may not have as many claims, may not even use their insurance very much. So the other piece of the puzzle that a lot of small business owners don't realize is when we do a true group policy, which is major medical, they are required to pay 50% of the employee premium. So yes, we can offer different plans. I have some employers that offer an HMO, so they're only required to pay 50% of that. And then there's a buy-up into the PPO if an employee wants to do that. But still, the employer is on the hook for 50% of the employee premium. And so it's a commitment by an employer. If you truly want to offer benefits to your employees, then there is a requirement, a commitment on your part to be able to do that and offer the group rates. So with groups, we can do a PPO, which is not available in the individual marketplace. So that is one advantage to group. Sometimes the pricing is not any better than someone would get individually, because when you're dealing with a small group, there's not a lot of demographics to pull from. So the insurance companies are going to charge, just as much as they would as if it's an individual plan. So if you under 10 employees, that's generally the case. So sometimes after having a conversation with the employer, sometimes it makes sense to allow the employees to, to allow the employees to buy their own coverage. Because if you don't offer a major medical plan as an employer, then employees, depending on their salaries, could qualify, especially now in today's market, they could qualify for a subsidy. So it may actually be less expensive for the employee to get coverage to the marketplace. Drawback, they don't get a PPO, but they can get an EPO or an HMO, and the employer can choose. No, they can't pay for any of that plan, but what they can do is give employees a salary increase. And they can't tell employees how to use it because then that would be paying for their coverage, but they can offer employees a higher wage and allow them to seek their own coverage. So what we can do in that case is I can still be your broker for your employees. There are other benefits we can put in place to make a group as far as supplemental coverages or maybe dental and vision. But for major medical purposes, if you don't offer a major medical plan, employees could get on a marketplace, could pay less because of a subsidy, and you can increase their salary to help cover some of their costs with purchasing a plan on the marketplace. So this is something I do when I sit down with an employer. We talk about goals. I explain what a group policy really is for major medical, because a lot of employers don't understand that. And then we figure out the best course of action for their business and for their employees. And that's my goal, is to make sure people get the best coverage they can get at the best affordable price. And I just don't want it to break the bank. So hop on over to my page, JCAP Consulting. You can enroll in my blog, so you can always see all the topics I discuss. I also have a monthly newsletter I send out with little tidbits, so feel free to sign up for that as well. And hop on over my page, JCAP Consulting, and like my Facebook group, JCAP Consulting. I post content there as well. Until next week, peace out.